Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's episode of The Fair Before the Fowl by Midwest Dungeon Delvers. It is a blessing to have you all here tonight, and I hope you will be just as blessed. Now, we've got a lot in store, but let's see what happens tonight in tonight's episode. Because we've got a lot of shenanigans going around. Last time with the troll rituals and all the stuff, what's gonna happen tonight? Oh!
Marge the troll with strength of stone, cave and mud his ancient home, blending ages, milk and honey, folk with brass, the mudmen's irony. Oh, the tales of night and day, grit and magic, steel and clay, guided in swords, riddles be praised, our gods paths in a wild race. It's the fair before the foul, the fair before the foul. Steps on muddy land, Roman tools and elfin lore, stands between peace and war. Guide and guides on wings of green, sprites own magic, secret sheen, harbinger of twilight's call, dances through the midnight straw. Oh, the tales of night and day, grit and magic, steel and clay, guided in swords, riddles be praised, our gods paths in a wild race. It's the fair before the foul, the fair before the foul.
So, in the last session, you guys, doing quite a bit of tomfoolery, engaged in some, paperwork required for making sure the crossroads is working the way it's supposed to be, along with, requisitioning things, getting just various housekeeping items in order, when Arg, who was doing some of his modifications to his trolls, set up a ritual that had a larger consequence to it. Everybody being involved ran out and, in some way, form, or shape, assisted in trying to disrupt the ritual. Karoo being the first one there, then being replaced by a unknown entity, later to be discovered as a human, and as Biddlesby attempted to dislodge the human from the ritual circle, Gaiden being a lot faster on the draw, Biddlesby being the one to just barely touch the end of the ritual, and getting a new friend. All of this transpiring while also Arg having a map on his body that the princess being super interested in and wanting to embark upon an expedition to this city of gold. And I believe that was all that you guys did.
Oh, wonderful.
And so, we come back to you guys having a human in your midst.
Arg points. That is not Arg's fault.
That is a problem.
Arg could solve problem?
Where there is one, there will be many.
Do you guys speak Gnomish? Or I guess
Middlesby and I do.
Yeah.
I guess that's common, right?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, Gnomish is the old tongue. I guess it depends on if we are in the old tongue still.
Okay.
So we speak Gnomish, I believe.
Okay. So in that case, he kind of like looks at you guys and goes, "This problem has a name in a fluent common Gnomish."
Aghast, I look at this monstrosity, this offspring of what drove us underground, and it speaks our tongue. Ugh.
You can speak like normal, good like Arg.
He looks at you and goes, "You're the first and only one of your kind I've seen to be able to speak."
All trolls talk good.
He starts to dust himself off and like attempts to rise.
No.
Slowly.
I pin him to the ground instantaneously.
He just looks at you and goes, "Really? The hostilities? Why?"
Ooh.
Why are you here in the first place?
There are a lot of good reasons for me to be here.
I'm waiting.
Number one is, as he draws out his words, trying to come up with a very bad lie. He goes, "I'm on a mission."
Oh,
That's
a mission, you say?
yes.
Well, pray tell. Speak
is.
quickly now.
Secretive. It is a secretive mission.
Oh, we have ways of making you talk.
Arg waves his hand. I'm Waze.
No, you're Arg.
Arg
I'm
starts
going
pouting.
to imbue my voice with a bit of power and say, speak plainly.
As
Influence
you
or,
do an influence check.
Okay. Oh, I rolled bad. I rolled real bad. I got a 4 on the die, but it is +5, so 9.
As your voice does the red whippy whip at him, you notice an emblem under Arg's foot, so not all of the emblem, but you notice an emblem glow, just a brief flash as it makes contact with the armor.
What?
And he doesn't seem to be affected.
That usually works.
He goes, "Look, I've heard it a lot from the older men that this is a problem." Yeah, magics don't work like they used to. It's a little bit harder to get the things to, move the way they're supposed to. It happens to the best of us. If you
Hand
would...
stomp.
Oh no.
Not excessively, but like, you should reconsider now. Kind of a...
And he just kind of like gestures to Arg as Arg's foot raises briefly and then immediately comes back down on him. And you hear a... If you wouldn't mind getting your friend off me, we could discuss this.
Well, if you would give us a reason to trust one of your kind, then perhaps we will do that. But as of right now, you're a prisoner of war.
He goes, well, there's not really much I'd be able to tell you that would ease your mind. You know, history being what it is.
The fact that you are intelligent enough to speak is disconcerting enough.
I'm also older than I look.
So, that old man comment was from experience?
No. Again, we could just talk
We are talking.
without your foot in my stomach.
Arg's foot is not in your stomach. Arg could get his foot in your stomach if you'd like.
I could try. I'm being nice and cordial here. I was trying to help the ritual stop.
Trying to help it stop, you say? Well, if magics do work weaker on you, then perhaps he speaks the truth.
Yeah, that's why I pulled your friend out of the circle.
Yes.
And then he kind of like looks over to Gaiden and goes, and then he knocked me out.
Well, be glad that he knocked you out. I would have, and I pull my sword, and I like put it to his throat. I would have cut you out.
You would have tried.
You know, you're talking big for one who has a pointy end of a sword to his throat and a troll foot right above his important organs.
Uh-huh.
Arg thinks that we are getting off topic. Why are you here, human?
Again, secret mission. If you would let me up, I could give you something that might alleviate your concern.
I think I've a better idea. And I want to knock him out with the pommel of my sword.
Okay. Alright, make your attack roll.
Alright.
Ooh.
That's a 15 to hit.
Yep, you make contact, and as you make contact, Arg, I need you to make a might, or is it a might saving throw? Yeah, might saving throw.
Nice saving. Okay. Alright, let's see here. So, +4 and +2. Uh, 19.
Okay, you are knocked over as Bittlesby. Your sword makes impact perfectly on the head, like you're gonna knock him out. And then you see that flash again, and your sword is missing from your hand.
What?
And Arg is falling over. A small little kaboom happens.
Can I see what's happening?
Yeah, you watch in slow motion as the moment Bittlesby's pommel touches the armored figure, on the head, you see like a flash of energy as the sigil on the chest of his armor like flashes again, and then the force launches Biddlesby's sword out of his hand and also knocks Arg over.
Okay. I want to track where he is, and then I want to.
He's still laying there on the ground, and he just kind of puts his hands up, and he's like, "I'm going to just gently get up. I'll sit on the ground if that makes everybody a little bit more okay."
I retrieve my blade.
Arg is looking up.
He just kind of sits there, like cross-legged, and he's like, "If I may." And he just like reaches behind himself into like a little pouch under, like where it would have been under him just a moment ago, and he pulls out a like a small little golden object. It's like, and he just kind of like looks at you guys and like, does anybody want to like examine it?
So can I do 2 occultism checks, one for the item and one for his armor?
Yeah.
Let's see. So for the item, 13, and
Okay.
for the armor, 17.
The armor seems to, from what you're able to gather, it's more of a ward against the type of magics that you guys have been employing with like the Biddlesby voice, the blade hitting him. You know, like those 2 actions, because they have some sort of occult-esque vibe to them. His armor is able to protect against said thing. As far as the golden object is that he pulled out, it has no magic thing to it.
I see.
He's
So
just holding it out.
it was your attempt to enter the circle because you were defended against the energies in use, intending to extract the people inside of it relatively harmlessly. That doesn't explain the aggression, but it does explain the actions.
I haven't been aggressive at all.
I seem to recall a certain glare of pure malice, but perhaps I'm misremembering. No, I'm not.
Now, yes, malice because you guys stopped me from doing the protective thing here. And we can already see what's going on as he points over at Biddlesby and he says, his sword. It's evil.
What?
Is this a hippie thing?
My blade is fine. It was forged by the dwarf. Why am I telling you this?
Look, all I know is what this armor does, and your sword hit me, and where did your sword end up?
Well, all the way over there, but...
And my arm protects me from your evil magics.
Evil magics? What?
And he just kind of he points, gestures at you up and down. He's like, yeah, you tried to do a thing.
I merely tried to suggest for you to talk.
You tried to suggest using some evil magic. That don't work. Most of the time.
So is all magic evil, or just some of it?
Just some of it. At least as far as I know. I'm not
Oh, so
super
we
well
need to
versed
test
on your
this.
guys' magic.
Okay,
let's-
testing. Goblin, need fireball.
You say that as like. You then watch as like, I don't know, 30 fireballs appear. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. It does not work against that. That has been
We
tested.
haven't tried
That
it
does
yet.
not work.
You've
You
already
haven't tried
tested?
that. You haven't. I have. It does not work.
Okay, Arg will find something that you haven't tested. Don't worry. You will probably survive. And Arg is going to walk away to check on the ritual circles and how things worked out and leave the politicking to not him.
Oh.
He looks over at you, Biddlesby, and Gaiden goes, I'm a little worried about the big one. However, he's a lot smarter than I originally thought.
Yes, that is both a boon and part of the problem.
Look, do you or you want this?
I'll take it.
He tosses it over to you. You see what looks to be a elven artifact.
May I do a history?
Yes. At disadvantage,
Dang it.
because you've been out on the frontier.
That's right, for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with disadvantage, my history check is a 13.
Okay. You do recognize this. Mostly because you've had interactions with things similar lately. It's an object made for the Rule family.
Oh.
And as you look at it, you can tell it is of the highest craftsmanship.
How did one of the Mudmen come about this?
He goes, well, there's the long explanation, and then there's the short explanation.
Start with the detailed explanation, and if I say shorten.
Okay, well, the long explanation is, yes, our peoples were at war, and, well, not all of our peoples were necessarily hostile towards each other. I come from a specific family that was less hostile than the rest, and he starts just like listing out old history. And he goes, so, I was found, kind of, sort of, by the mother of the current Elven King back in the yonder years, and some things happened, some rituals were done, yada yada. Here I am now. I'm still in the body of a 12-year-old. So there's that. But it's nice, and I've learned a thing or two from the people and whatnot, and I just kind of I work with the king on various things, and because the king's gonna be here, I was kind of like the forward scout, sort of.
Why would the King of Elves send a human as a scout?
Biddlesby, come on, you know the answer to this. Why do you have a troll that also scouts?
Enough said.
Exactly. You never can expect what you're not going to expect. Like, I wasn't expecting a giant evil ritual to take place. Can't expect that to just happen randomly.
Let's just say the troll has been running amok a little bit.
And as a troll handler, you're supposed to keep him in check.
I have been preoccupied with my assignment here at the crossroads.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You've been busy. I get it. I understand. The heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? However, you do have the ability to delegate responsibilities.
A fact I've been taking to its logical conclusion. No, thank you.
And, yeah, of course. That's why you definitely made sure that you had somebody researching, and he gestures to the arcane rituals on the ground. Making sure that this was something safe, and that there wasn't, potentially dangerous things that could happen if you intertwined these things in specific
Our
ways.
mages are preoccupied.
So we just experiment without having any safeguards.
Arg pokes magic stuff with sticks.
Yes, that is a thing that you can do. Should is, maybe not. But,
Arg poke magic thing with long sticks?
that's better.
Repeatedly!
Less good. And he just looks over and goes, so, Biddlesby and Gaiden and Arg. You guys are, low on the, what's the word? Your grade. Your grade is low. I'm just putting it out there.
You're not the king. You do not determine my worth.
Biddlesby. He talks to the king regularly.
And not just one. I'm now talking to Arg, the Troll King. That's two.
Arg preens.
Ooh, I'm upset at this.
Because, yeah, that's, one, your sentries didn't spot me, which that automatically, that's a big no-no.
Sling Skulk!
Don't be too upset with him. There's only so much he can do. Sling Skull comes like, yeah, boss?
Get new soldiers on the post!
Roger that, boss, and he immediately goes running.
So, you not being spotted is a bad thing, but there's not much we could do to spot you. So...
It's the amount of time that I've been here. That's the problem.
How long?
Arg is confused. Arg is going somewhere else now.
He looks over at you, Biddlesby, and goes, since you got back from dealing with the horde of goblins?
Of goblins?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Since the abandoned city.
Uh-huh.
Did you slip into our forces at camp?
No, I was inside the city. And I followed you guys afterward.
Then how? How do I know that you speak true and are with the king of elves? And not some goblin spy?
He goes, well, one, you're holding that. Two, the princess, and he gives you the wink wink, is here.
I look at him.
Uh-huh.
You mean?
And he goes, wink, wink.
You mean?
Some things you can't say out loud, Biddlesby. Some things you can't say out loud.
Who am I engaged to?
The princess? That would be who you're engaged to. You know, the princess of the elves. Who has a very powerful dad who is the king of the elves. And you know, like if you were somebody who is, incredibly influential and powerful, you would probably make sure things are gonna go okay.
I would like to send for the princess.
Who are you having go get the princess?
I am having I'm having Gaiden, and then I'm gonna have a goblin watch him while I go get her.
Okay. And he looks at you, Gaiden, and he goes, Gaiden, I am impressed, but, like, at the same time, you know, if you wanted to be an engineer, you should have, went for that instead of being a legionnaire.
Well, necessity happens and things change.
That is true. I'm impressed, though. I like what you did. I like what you got. And he, like, makes the gesture for, like, the crossbow. It's pretty cool. Can't wait to see some of the other things that you're working on.
Mm-hmm. Very helpful, I'm sure it will be.
I'm sure it will be, you know. And he just kind of like... So about how quick you are. Any idea what's going on with that?
What do you mean exactly?
Well, like, you moved, like, incredibly fast. Like, way faster than a normal sprite.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty fast. The fastest even.
The fastest is by, like, leagues. Large leagues. Some more general chit-chats going on as Biddlesby, you make it to the queen, or the princess's room.
So, actually, I don't go to the princess. I only said that in front of him.
Okay.
I go get Tink-a-Tink Chain.
Okay. Tink Tink.
and I'm going to approach from a different angle. And I'm gonna come up from behind him, and I'm gonna do the chain around him. And take
Alright. Make a stealth check.
I know I'm not good at this, but I'm gonna try. I couldn't be any more middle of the road. I have a 0 bonus, and I rolled a 10.
He rolled a 19. As you come walking up, he's like, he just kind of turns around and looks at you as you have this massive chain.
Yep. Massive chain that should be weighing me down and isn't.
Uh-huh. He goes, so your plan is to tie me down with a troll chain?
No.
Look, I'm sitting here still. Like, I've given you all the reasons why I'm not, a threat to you guys.
I hope that you understand, especially since you've been here since the city, that we're a bit on edge when strangers are about. You must have seen the monster we killed then.
No, I didn't. I saw the skin of the monster. I didn't go to the surface with you guys. I know you guys went to the surface, which is a big no-no for you.
You know too much! And I just throw the tink chain on the ground and I storm off.
Right, and so you storm off and he just goes back to having a conversation with Gaiden.
Yep.
I assume this time you are going to go get the princess?
Yes, this time
Okay.
I'm actually getting the princess.
He's like, so Gaiden, what's it like being an engineer? Like, being part of the engineer, like, guild, clan, what do they call it? Whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's a clan guild thing.
Yeah, like you're part of that dwarf's family now.
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, I needed the materials, so got that going for me so far.
I get it. See, I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
It's at least starting off like that. I don't have any negative feelings towards it, at least.
Oh, that's good.
I don't really know a lot about it, so I'm just starting with what I'm got, I guess.
I think that's kind of a theme for you guys. Not knowing a whole lot, but just diving in. Like, there's Biddlesby, not really realizes what he's getting into with the princess. You with the dwarves. The Arg.
Arg lacks any survival instincts.
He's like, Arg is Arg, so like...
Like when Arg says that, he is super proud, like...
Like, Arg's now the dad of like 20 trolls. You know the kind of responsibility that comes with that, and like the weight of just how much he's responsible for all these other trolls.
Arg has plans to pawn that off on Biddlesby.
There you go, delegation of duty. Biddlesby has a thing or two to learn from this troll king.
Know what you're good at, know what you're not.
And it's like, see, if only Biddlesby took these at that point. Biddlesby, you are at the princess's quarters.
Yeah.
Yes, Biddlesby. I am sure that everything's fine with that circle, right?
So, about that.
How bad?
There's a human amongst us. Sent by your father.
Hey, you see, both of the princesses just kind of go, really?
Yes.
And they kind of give a little gesture for about how tall he should be. The vague appearance of him it kind of matches almost.
Kind of matches almost.
Almost identically. There's a few small details that are off, but it's they've got the.
They got it down.
If you haven't seen somebody in 6 months and you're trying to the vagaries.
Yeah. No, I get that. Would you like to meet with this individual?
Bring him in here.
Understood.
We would both like to see him, and both of us can't go out there.
Understood. I shall have him escorted in.
And you can see her table is filled with papers and maps and stuff.
Yep.
As both of them are poring over where Arg's map leads.
The map to El Dorado.
Yes.
All right. I go retrieve. Well, the whole party, if the whole party's there.
Okay.
Arg has Arg must clean. Arg doesn't want to see this scary lady. Arg is staying out here.
Understood, Arg. Please keep your rituals to a minimum from now on. We don't know their entire effects.
Don't worry. Arg is out of materials right now anyway.
Not helping me be at ease with that statement there. But
Arg is
I will
supposed to
bid
help.
you adieu, King of Trolls. And I leave.
As you guys are walking away, he turns around and just waves at Arg. See you in a little while, Arg. King of Trolls.
See you, Muddy Man.
Buddy, man. Oh, that's so good.
Are you also coming with them?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you guys go into the princess's chamber.
Yes.
As both of the princesses are sitting there, going over the maps and everything. The door comes open. The human goes in.
I go in and then I put a hand to guide in and I go, just one moment.
And they both look over and they're confused for a moment, what's going on, Biddlesby?
Well, I was bringing my second pair of eyes in.
The scary one walks over, gives the human a hug, and then goes and disguises herself.
Okay.
The nice one gestures to let him in.
All right. You may enter now, Gaiden. I am sorry for the delay.
All right. And I go in.
You see maps on the table, you see the princess, everything, and the princess is getting up and giving a hug to the human.
I don't know how to feel about that.
She's like, well, it's been a while since we've gotten to see, our favorite human.
Favorite human.
Yeah, he's a bit of a charmer.
Love that. Yep, love that indeed. So good. Yep. Political marriage. Yep.
And he turns around and takes his helmet off, and he goes, "So, Biddlesby," and he gives a slight bow, and he goes, "You can call me Sir Fowl."
The what?
It's my last name.
The what? Yo! I'm sorry to be out of character for that reaction, but whoa!
Yeah, no, you've dropped some lore drops that took a little process. But, did not see that one coming.
Yeah! I'm sorry.
Figured it was a good spot to drop it in.
Sir Fowl! Woo! I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. No, I was still reeling from that, guys. I'm sorry. Just the casual nature that Corn Steven just dropped that bomb. Yo. Okay. Back in character. Biddlesby. Sir Fowl. Are you?
And he just kind of like gives a smile and does a slight bow. Yes.
I take it you are a representative of your kind. A diplomat of sorts?
Not at all. He goes, quite literally, my story was true. I found the king's mom, and she... I don't know exactly what she did. Nobody's really been able to get that figured out, but I've kind of been stuck. And he just gestures to himself. Like this.
Gotcha.
And so, with me not being able to age and, all the problems that come with that, the being a part of the Rule family has come with its benefits and drawbacks.
Ah.
So yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be. But yeah, no, it's weird being surrounded by the people and not being able to do any of the. He makes different magical gestures that all the different species do.
Oh yeah.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Well, it seems
However-
like you are aptly equipped.
I'm well equipped and well paid in gold.
Go.
Gold. Look, the king knows how to pay a man. That is top notch. Top notch. And he's like, and I assume Gaiden doesn't know about the princess's other
No.
proclivities.
No, she.
About what?
Oh, so sorry, my fellows.
He goes, the princess has some obsessions over a few things. For example, and he gestures to the table, where you can see all the maps and everything. She has a fancy for lost things. You know, proclivities and whatnot, especially of people who have not enough to do. And the princess just kind of looks down at the table and just kind of like, does the shuffling her hands together and like,
As you can see, she is plenty occupied right now.
And he looks at you and he gives you that like the long stare of like, she's up to no good.
Of course she's up to no good.
She looks at you, like, abashed, like, I can't believe you just said that.
To be fair, Princess, the last time that we crossed blades, I ended up in a coma. Your activities are apt to get people injured.
Several of the guards kind of like do a muffled laugh.
Yeah.
But he sits. He takes a seat and he goes, "Well, Biddlesby, you're not the most ideal candidate."
Candidate? What are you saying?
What would be another good word? Suitor or potential person of interest. Like a person to marry the princess.
Wow, just come out and say it.
Well, I didn't feel like you were catching what I was laying down. I'm just, cut to the heart of it. Like, you're doing good for being essentially an outsider.
I
But you're gonna have to do a lot
am
better.
an outsider. I spent the better years of my life with goblins. Goblins! I know their tongue more than my own people's.
Exactly. That's why you are a good candidate. You're an outside candidate. And we've made sure to nudge you in the right direction. It's just, you gotta do better, Biddlesby.
Why was I chosen for this?
Because you're an outsider. You've got no claim to anything. You're mostly like you've been out on the frontier forever. You've got no ties to any political or any kind of ability or anything. Nobody to really pull your strings.
So just because I'm not bought yet?
Makes you worth buying, yes.
Wow. And that's all I am to you, huh, princess?
She looks at you and she goes, "Look, Biddles, you kind of already knew this.
I knew
you
this
were
was
kind
a
of-
political marriage, of course, but
You were strong-armed into this to begin with."
like,
She goes,
You know.
but you are well, what's the word? You receive good payment for what you do.
wow.
You have the crossroads. You're essentially the main diplomat for tying the goblins in, and you also have Arg, so you're also bringing in the trolls. So, you are kind of on the forefront of, all of the craziness.
That doesn't make me feel good.
You're the one responsible for. Originally, it was just going to be the goblins, for bringing the goblins into the line with the people, and now potentially even the trolls. There'll be statues of you, Biddlesby. People will remember you forever.
Let's be realistic. And I gesture over at Sir Fowl. With the mudmen involved, nothing will last.
He goes, well, that's true for, everything. Nothing lasts forever. Except for, apparently, me. I'll last forever.
Which is unnerving. Unnerving, straight up.
He goes, that's one word to say.
Stuck in that form.
For a lot longer than you would want to imagine.
I don't want to.
Yes, let's just put it this way, Biddlesby. I'm older than you are.
Ugh.
A lot older.
My bones ache thinking about that.
Yes, yep. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Yes, however, I did get the wonderful joy of watching the princess, be born, grow up. And is here now,
Yes.
along with the king. I got to watch him be born
No.
and grow up.
No, I don't. No. No. Middlesby just straight up starts breaking down and just going like, no.
Yep.
I don't want to think about it.
Anyway, so what did we find here today? And yeah, the princess informs him of El Dorado and the map on Arg that he was unable to see, and yeah, she's leaving out some details. Mostly the details of you guys and your powers. And yeah, she's like, it's been an exciting last couple months. And he just kind of looks down and goes, El Dorado, huh? He looks at you, Biddlesby, and he goes, "So, if you were going to mount an expedition, how long would you say it would take you to, I don't know, get that expedition prepared, Biddlesby?"
It would depend the distance traveled and for how long we would be at that destination. We need more information.
And he looks over at the princess. What have we deduced? And she goes, "Well, I'm gonna need a little bit more time to work out Arg's map. But so far it'll be a hefty expedition." And he goes, "Well, Biddlesby, as a humble servant of the king, it would be remiss for me to just allow you to go on this expedition without some sort of royal advice slash interest keeper for the royalty. So when this occurs, I'll be expecting an invite."
I'll let you know.
And he gives you a big smile and he goes, "Of course you will, Biddlesby. You're a good soldier like that."
My eyes narrow.
And he reaches down to another one of his pouches, pulls out a couple pieces of gold, and he goes. He puts like 5 pieces of gold in front of you, puts 4 pieces of gold towards Gaiden, and goes, "For your guys' trouble."
I take the gold. The elf in me takes the gold.
Yeah, me as well.
You take the gold as well. He goes, "See, we can be civil. We don't have to be at each other's throats." And plus, there might be something at this El Dorado that might help me, shake off this immortal coil.
Well, if we're preparing for this expedition, I will need to recruit those who will travel with us and those who stay behind.
That's not a bad idea. And as soon as he says idea, you hear the warning, somebody is approaching. The horn is blaring, or the one horn is blaring.
Oh no, it's him!
I rush out.
You rush out, and Sling Skull goes, "Boss, I have changed all of the guards, like you said. Also, there is a large contingent of soldiers, and the golden armored guys here again."
Open the gates!
The gates open up.
I am there to greet.
The prince looks at you and goes, "Biddlesby, my future brother-in-law." Then he hops up. He walks up to you and he's sticks his arms out for a hug.
Yup, I just hug back.
How goes the building of the crossroads? I hope my helpers are doing their part.
Yes, they are indeed. And I look around, and then I lean into him and I whisper, "Do not be alarmed, but there is mudmen amongst us."
Hey, what do you mean?
Apparently,
Like you captured one? Or one skin? Or like one stumbled upon the
like one was sent here by your father.
And you see like the moment of recognition, he's like, well, I wouldn't be too alarmed at that. And no, we have to still put on a display of formality.
Yes. Welcome, good Sir Prince. It is so kindly of you to greet me as such. I am unworthy. Please allow me to take your travel bags and escort you to your sister's building.
Thank you, Billsby. However, you still have to greet the other important individuals of the Legion that are here.
Yes.
You watch as Thorn comes running up. He goes, "Is everything good? Is everything good, Biddlesby?"
I look at Thor, like, in my eyes just scream, like, I'm in over my head.
he just goes, "Look, Biddlesby, like, is it okay at least? Like, I understand you're not really prepared for this, but like, is it good? Like, is it good, Biddlesby?"
Uh-oh.
And you can see he's nervous, like big nervous.
That's...
He's like gesturing like quickly. He's like, "Please tell me you've got like things in order here, and like it's not gonna be like it was last time."
It's as organized as goblins and trolls can get.
And he goes, "Trolls?"
Arg has become the troll king.
And he's like, "Okay, that's news. That's big news. That might be enough." You watch as Drekken is like assembling the goblins into proper like ranks and everything.
Yep, and I'm like giving him the like, hurry.
He's moving quick, and he's like you see his runners like getting everybody's like forming up and everything, and it's looking presentable. And after he's done like issuing out all his orders, he walks up to you and he's like, "Biddlesby, you didn't tell me that we were expecting people."
I didn't think they'd be arriving so soon.
It's like, well, that's wonderful news, Fiddlesby. As you watch, Thorn's like, "Yeah, so there's some big people coming today. Like some big people." And you watch a slightly shorter individual walk up. Biddlesby, Gaiden.
Yes. Hello.
Crag.
Welcome.
He goes, "I can't wait to," and he puts his hand on your shoulder, "examine your camp and make sure that the crossroads is up to code. As good as it can be." And he gives you a big old warm smile, and he's like, "And Gaiden, you're doing what you do best out here. I do look forward to seeing some of what you have to offer."
Mm.
And he steps over next to Thorn, as you see an older elf, a little bit more grizzled, a little bit more wrinkled, grayer hairs, walk up. Both of you recognize him as Tyrannus,
Hmm.
your legate.
Yes. Oh, welcome, Raiders! So the legate.
Yes. And he walks up and goes, "Ah," and he puts his hand on your shoulder like a grandfather would, and he goes, "Biddlesby," and he reaches out to you, Gaiden, and he goes, "Gaiden, it's wonderful to see you two, and I can't wait to hear all the reports of everything you've done. I've heard great things from you guys. Thorn has apprised me of many of your deeds, but I'm sure there is a lot he left out. You know how commanders are." Here's your command tent, Biddlesby. Where might I find that?
Right this way, sir.
Yes, I will let you attend to the prince, your brother-in-law, future brother-in-law, and I'll have Gaiden show me, and Thorn and Crag to the commander's tent.
Guided, if you would please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as he's walking, he waits for Gaiden, and he puts his hands behind his back, and he leans forward, and he's like, "Ha, Gaiden. So tell me, it is nice," and he gestures for Crag and Thorn to stay back a little bit. "It's nice to hear the words of a younger soldier. How is your commander here, Biddlesby?"
Oh, he takes care of everything he needs to, make sure we're all where we are and keeps us in order. We all have our own jobs and such, so then we've just got done discussing the other day how the next big steps to actually get the crossroads going, so big things are in motions.
He nods. He's like, "Those are all wonderfully official things, but give me the unofficial. What you actually think of your commander. Not so much that he's a good commander and all the things a commander's supposed to do. Be open and honest with me. It's not going to impact you at all."
I mean, it's Biddlesby. He does well on the battlefield.
I have heard he is quite an accomplished battlefield commander.
That's pretty much all we've had time for is soldiering and battlefielding.
And he's good at leading.
Yeah.
That's what I've
Yeah,
heard.
well, we're this far, aren't we?
He goes, "Yes, it is impressive. It's just, it's important that a superior commander gets the feel of what his subordinates are doing, and if they're capable or not. And the only way to really get that is for the lay soldier."
Of course, yeah. Well, I mean, we have baths and food and shelter and all the things. We're not missing anything. Nobody's in distress. There's nobody getting pushed down while others get special treatment or anything. It's all really cool.
He goes, "Well, as you've led him to the command center, he goes, go get some of the things you've been working on. I've heard that you're an accomplished sort.
All
I'll
right.
I'll wait here, and I will send
Ooh, I have a perfect idea.
and he goes,
I'm gonna.
Crag and Thorn to go examine your goblin troops that are in formation. It would be a good exercise for them."
Yes. All right. I'm gonna run to the workshop, and I will be back.
He nods. He goes into the tent, and You
Wait.
watch Crag and Thorn go into the tent and
Yes,
immediately
okay.
come back out of the tent
Okay.
as you go running off.
Yep.
Biddlesby,
So-
we're swapping real quick. Biddlesby,
yes.
you're with the prince. You guys are walking back to the princess's chambers.
So, just to be clear, I know that this is a political marriage and everything, but I still want to make your sister happy.
And he puts his head on your shoulder. Don't worry, Biddlesby. As much as it's a political marriage, I was the one who chose you.
Ah,
I like you, Biddlesby. You do wonders. And you were able to, accomplish all the things. A little uncouth and unpredictably, but I'm not one to complain about results.
well, I appreciate that.
It was exactly. You've done spectacular, in my opinion. And he leans in closer and he's like, I, for one, am going to be happy when I get to call you brother.
The feeling is mutual.
And he slaps you on the back and he's like, yeah, see? You got nothing to worry about. I'm sure you'll keep one of them happy at least. Have you figured out which one you're going to marry?
Whichever one won't kill me.
Biddlesby, you are funny. I like that. Which one do you like more?
I find the one who exudes kindness to be the fairer of the two. However, she scares me more.
As she should. As she should. The meaner one's the more honest one.
Yes, and to be fair, I have already fought her once. I know my place.
You haven't fought her. He like waves you off.
What?
Like, just wait. You'll learn. You'll learn. As you guys make it into the room, he holds out his arms and like gives his little sister a hug. Gives the other little sister a hug. And then you see him and Sir Fowl see each other, and it looks like there's like some animosity initially. And then you see like it cracked into smiles, and then they hug each. And yeah, it's pleasantries. Everything's nice. He looks down at the map and goes, "Sister, what is this?" And the explanation of El Dorado happened. To which he is now super excited about as well. So now, everybody's kind of got their heads together as you're... It seems almost irrelevant at this point. Like, the family, and then Sir Fowl is sitting there poring over the maps, coming up with plans and things like that, and they've kind of just left you to the wayside. And the prince looks over at you. Biddlesby, don't forget you have other duties to attend to. You have to make appearances.
Yes.
As soon as you're done, though, come back here.
Understood. And I shall return, and I leave.
Like, as the door is closing, you can catch, like, glimpses of the last little fragments of the conversation. Instantly turns towards Biddlesby. And the door shuts as you hear your name, and like you can hear one of the sisters kind of like start talking a little bit about you.
I leave.
You're not exactly sure which one.
I leave.
Yerk.
Sling skull.
He comes from around the corner. Yes, boss.
Quietly, unseen, listen in.
Do what, boss?
Quietly, unseen, listen in.
That's what I thought you said, boss. You got it. And you just see terror, like, paint his face.
I leave.
It's like you just condemned him to death.
Yup. Yeah, I did.
As you're going back towards your command tent, you can see Crag going down one side of your goblins and Thorn going down the other side of the goblin.
I walk out.
Drekken, like out of nowhere, Drekken just is next to you, and he goes, "Yeah, they've been doing inspections of the goblins. I suggested, because Crag has such a familiarity with my tribe's goblins due to the similar armor, that he choose that side to inspect." And I let Thorn inspect Slagwort and Karoo's group.
Wonderful.
I don't think Thorn will care too much for the differences of the goblins.
What do you mean?
Crag seems like he might ask questions.
Oh. You mean in their disparities or their variety?
Both. Both. You know, because the Karoo's group has, well, the originals and the new ones.
Yes. Yes, we have begun breeding for different purposes in battle.
He looks at you and he goes, "Breeding. That's one way to put it. You've been keeping things from me, Biddlesby."
It was not my idea.
Oh, well, you know how hard it is to hide them whenever I don't know about them? And you can see him like do the wave all through gritted teeth.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really hard to hide them. But we'll figure it out, Biddlesby. Don't worry. We need to have better, like, forward warning systems than what we have currently.
Yes. Yes, we do.
It's like,
The
at least the
lizard
camp-
messages were a thing for a bit, but we don't seem to receive very many from you all.
And he just looks at you. He goes, "Yeah. The lizard messages are nice. However, we have a small problem of, one, the amount of lizards, and two, you Do you want people to just take lizards with them on patrol? I didn't think that was a good idea. Just because, like, you know, the lizards are valuable.
Thank you.
And, you know, the trolls were eating our goblins not more than, you know, a day ago. We would have lost a lot of lizards.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
We'll come up with something. Don't worry, Bittlesby. We'll come up with something. But at least there's not going to be any more surprises for a minute.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect time for a squad of enhanced trolls to make their way through the camp, being put through their paces by their new king.
He says, at least there's nothing to really worry about. We won't have any more surprises as you guys hear a ruckus of trolls behind you.
Arg. Welcome.
No, it's like it's a stampede running around the camp.
Oh.
I'm putting them through their paces.
Oh.
I'm testing them physically.
No! Worst timing!
Crag
And the fun
and
thing is,
Thorn both just like pop up and watch like the velociraptors from Jurassic Park just boop boop.
Bloop. Look at
there are like 17 assorted trolls, right, of different states and all that. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 enhanced trolls alongside that are each visibly different from normal trolls and each other.
And Crag and Thorn both like see Arg running his trolls around. And they both like see the trolls, look over at Bittlesby, look back over at the trolls, look back at Bittlesby, and both of them stop their inspections to walk over to Bittlesby. And you can see that the ruckus of the trolls has also encouraged the sight of Tyrannus. And
By
also
8 enhanced trolls.
and also the prince steps out and looks as well at the ruckus of trolls.
No!
Everybody's just kind of like, wait a second, what?
Troll King!
Very busy, come back later.
No.
Got to test my new experiments.
Now would be the worst opportunity for this.
But we were gonna go throw rocks.
Could you please save that activity for after inspection?
Was gonna get the trolls settled into the camp.
I feel as if I used to be able to, like, tell you to do things and you might have done them, and now I just kind of have to ask because you're a king.
Mark thinks it's good that Bittlesby understands his place.
I just kind of, like, crumple without crumpling. Like, I don't fall to the ground, but, like, I visibly, like, shrink in my armor.
Was there something you wanted to ask of this king?
Would you hear the request of the smaller folk? And perhaps take the exercise outside the city wall?
Okay. We're gonna go throw rocks.
Thank you.
And the Passel of Trolls makes their way out of the city.
All right.
A little while later, really loud whistle bangs start echoing through the caves.
Uh-huh. Gaiden, you are running back as you notice Arg and his trolls running around. I don't know what all you have with you as you're bringing your work to show.
I've got my crossbow. I've got that plate with the holes in it. I've got the progress of what I've made so far on. Well, nah, that's not nearly done enough, so I'll leave that there. But I will take a bit of platinum with me and tools to make another pendant.
Okay. And so you're bringing all of this stuff as you notice Arg and his trolls running around the cave.
Oh boy.
And then
Yeah.
you can see Tyrannus looking out of the tent flap, and he sees you, and he kind of like gestures you over.
Who does?
Tyrannus, the legate.
Is that
That's the guy you're going to go see.
okay? The king?
Not the king, he's the legate. Essentially the general over you guys.
Oh. Okay.
And so, yeah, he wants you to meet it, like come into the command tent and show him what you're working on.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I'll go ahead and go in there. And I've got I'm gonna hand him the plate first.
Okay. And he's examining the plate and he's like, "Oh, okay, but what do you got here?"
You can use
I know
this to make metal thread.
Okay. And what would we need metal thread for?
Well, you could weave it into things to make stuff, or you could use it to make something bigger.
Huh? He just kind of nods like he understands. You can definitely tell he has talking about. He nods.
Okay. And then next, I show him the crossbow.
And he holds it and he's like, "Now this I really like. I understand this a lot better."
Yes.
He goes, "So what's the design behind this?"
So it's lightweight and it's repeating. So you load the bolts into here, and I show them where they go, and then you just hold the trigger down.
He goes, "I like this." He goes, "You know, Gaiden, we're gonna have to discuss payment for your crafting of this, and several more of these."
Yes, they're made out of a special material, though, so
He
they're
goes,
kind of expensive.
"That is okay because
As you can see how lightweight that it is.
yeah, it is extremely lightweight, and the price is going to be, we can work on the price. Don't worry,
Alright.
that's future talk. What else do we got?"
So if you actually will give me a little bit. I've made a couple of these, but I would like to make a bigger one for you. Or
Okay.
like, so I'm gonna go ahead and start working on it, and then I'm gonna explain the process along the way.
All right. Give me a jeweler check.
Okay.
It's an agility check.
It is there. Okay. 18.
Yeah, you start doing the work, and it's coming out extremely nice.
Perfect. So, if you take the metal and you make these intricate lines in it, after you shape the metal like this, and I finish the second piece of the prong, and then I start carving the lines in it that allows the magic to flow.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just as I finish the last bit of the line, I hold it in my hand and I give it just, I guess it would be my last mana point. I give it 1 point of mana, just enough to make it light. And then I give it to the king.
He looks at it and goes, "This is remarkable. What exactly does it do?"
So, it's a way to store your magic and then recall upon it later.
Yes, I like that. That is a great concept, and I can't wait to use this.
Yeah.
You have impressed me, Gaiden. I'm putting you in for some...
And I've kind of been thinking about a repeating ballista, but it's kind of dangerous, and I think it's going to be really loud.
You have my permission and authorization.
I write down the names of 2 materials that I need, and then the cost next to them that I'm expecting to pay for it. And I show it to him.
He takes it, and he goes, "Don't worry, you'll get what you need."
I smile and tap my fingers together.
And he goes, "I like you. Future Centurion Gaiden."
I stand up straight.
He goes, "Yeah, as soon as the official business is done with Biddlesby and Crag and Thorn, we'll get you that promotion."
All right.
Then we're gonna skip right back over to Biddlesby,
Ah, yes.
and you see Crag and Thorn both make their way to you, and they look at you and they go, "Biddlesby, what exactly did we just witness?"
The Troll King Arg likes to play games, and he knows that if such a procession such as you are here making me look buffoonish would amuse him.
He just goes, they both go, "How many trolls does he have?"
Too many.
Is he a threat?
Yes. But to everything we point at.
So, not really that much of a threat to the people.
It could become such.
It's okay. We need to come up with a way to deal with that, but also that's kind of awesome.
You see my dilemma?
'Cause there's like 20 trolls.
Yeah!
Even Crag kind of breaks for a moment. He's like, that's a lot of trolls. And
Yeah.
he's the king of these trolls.
Yes.
And he looks over at Thorn and goes, do you think we could, like, capture more trolls and give them to him? And, like, he could, like, essentially civilize the trolls a little bit?
Wrong takeaway. Wrong takeaway, my lords.
Crag looks at you and goes, but if you think about it, if he's able to civilize the trolls even a little bit, then we don't have to worry about them really being predators of the people. Even if it's not, like, fully civilized. Just more so than them eating us. And he kind of, like, you know, like, this is a potential boon. We might have to figure out a way to get the Troll King like an actual place to store trolls.
It would be a wise decision to create diplomatic relations with the Troll King while giving them their own area to govern and rule.
And they both kind of like nod and they're like, yes.
That abandoned city works.
And they both, no. Like, both of them, like, without even having to look.
Like, oh yeah, oh no.
That is far too close to civilized peoples.
Well, if we mayhaps give them to the territory, I don't know. I'm exhausted from all the troll shenanigans, my lords. Half of our goblin forces end up dead.
And they're both like thinking about it, and they're like, well, we do know of a place. It's not ready yet, but we can talk to the prince, and he might be able to help us get it prepared for Arg and Arg's people.
If you know of a place, then yes, let's discuss it right away.
Yeah. We're working on a facility. Well, a facility is a rough word to use. We're working on an outpost of sorts. And it might be what we're looking for. It's very deep, and it's very isolated.
Keep going.
Well, it's Howler's Peak is what we're calling it, and it's designed to be far enough away to be isolated and deep enough to where it's not really a worry for anyone to stumble upon. We just need to, we've only recently started to break ground there, but if we can amplify construction, we could make it into a location for Arg and his people. Originally, it was thought of for, like, criminals, like dangerous people. And how much more do you need to hide dangerous people than Arg's people? Arg's people are dangerous people.
You're not wrong. But, again, we want them to be diplomatic. Shunning them so far away may give the wrong impression.
Am I there?
You're not there. You're with Tyrannus, and they're like, well, and now they're starting to walk back towards the command tent, and they're like, well, we're not really shunning them. We're giving them their own space. A place that Arg could use to civilize them while we subsidize their food. It'll give the trolls, enough. We'll give the trolls enough food to survive and everything like that, while Arg works on making them less trollish.
Are we certain this is such a good idea? I know I was all gung-ho for it just a second ago, but Howler's Peak.
And they're like, well, I mean, it's... Do you want a pack of trolls living right next to you and your future wife?
No. It doesn't take Biddlesby long to say.
He's like, we're just trying to cut. Like, we're not even done with it yet, but that's a good place to put something to see if it can become something better.
All right.
If you guys make it to the command tent, and they're talking about Howler's Peak as to the command tent, the Gaiden and Tyrannus.
Lord Tyrannus.
Biddlesby, it is good to see. And what's this about Howler's Peak?
Gaiden's ears perk up.
We're discussing potential housing for the Troll King and his people.
That's not the worst idea I've heard, though it's not near completion.
Yes.
I'm sorry. What is Howler's Peak?
Well, it's a construction that the Legion's been working on to house criminals and things like that.
To house criminals, eh?
Yes.
And
particularly dangerous ones.
And who was to look after those dangerous criminals?
It would rotate, but we would have, high-ranking, very accomplished guards was the original idea, but if we're going to use it to house Arg and his people, I don't really see much use in having Swin.
What if we keep the original idea and pay the trolls to be the gods? Give them structure to be behind. And guard the dangerous criminals. And make it the pride and joy of all prisons everywhere of being the most secure.
It's possible, but we're trying to house the prisoners, not have Arg's people eat the prisoners.
Well, maybe that'll be part of their civilization, is making sure they have enough food, not eat the criminals.
But
Lest one end up on death row.
Crag and Thorn both pop up, but we could also supplement their food with, shipments. That way we can, make well fed. But they could also, Gaiden does have a point. If we give them the job of guarding, then they're less isolated. They still have interactions with people, and they have a sense of duty.
Correct.
And they're like, Gaiden has a good point. And Tyrannus looks at you guys and goes, well, yeah, that is an excellent idea, Gaiden. And he turns his gaze over to Biddlesby. Biddlesby, you have done remarkably well here. I've been informed that I'm soon to be given my retirement. And we'll be essentially neighbors.
Yes, Lord Tyrannus.
Biddlesby, we're soon to be on equal footing, so Tyrannus will work. You don't have to lord or legate or anything of the such.
Out of respect for your wisdom in other matters, I refer to you with respect, sir.
Yes. Well, thank you, Biddlesby, but I would like to think of us as soon-to-be friends, of a sort. You'll be a primary source of trade. Being not, so close.
Yes.
We'll have many things to discuss, many items to go over, but I've seen what you're capable of, and I am impressed. Also, Gaiden is going to be promoted. He is going to also become a Centurion.
Yay! And I start clapping.
I didn't want to go over your head, Biddlesby, I have to ask for your official endorsement of this.
Wholeheartedly.
And he looks over at Thorn, who also agrees, looks at Crag, and Crag, well, it's a little sudden, but Gaiden has shown remarkable adeptness at being both a good soldier, follows orders, and adaptable to other roles. So I too endorse his promotion to Centurion. And everybody kind of does the little claps on the shoulder, shaking of hands, the hugs,
Hearts going out to each other's.
all the fun stuff. And then you guys proceed to go out. After all the boring details of military blah 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 goes on. Gaiden, you're brought out in front of all the goblins, all the legionnaires who are also in ranks near the goblins. Tyrannus gives his speech, on, how wonderful everything looks and how, well done Biddlesby has done, and proceeds to call you up to be promoted.
I say move in, and I step to the rear of the formation and I run over to the front.
Yep, you are. He briskly gives you a brisk salute as you approach, and proceeds to give you your rank up. Everybody starts clapping, cheering. It's wonderful news.
Woo! Yay!
The prince comes out, and he walks up, and he goes, and before we're completely done, he bows his head, and he goes, Legate, you are given your retirement as well.
Yay!
Everybody's cheering for this. Wonderful. Crag gets promoted up to Legate. Thorn gets promoted up. And then everybody kind of looks expectantly. The prince goes, unfortunately, Biddlesby is not going to be promoted to the next spot, to Thorn's spot. He has other duties to. And it's quiet, muffled, However, this is a joyous moment for everyone. We are very excited for everything going on. And then you hear the horn blare out. And the goblin comes over to the edge of the gatehouse area. He goes, we got golden guys.
I look at the prince. Were you expecting anyone?
He goes, no. Were you expecting someone?
No. I go over to the gate.
The prince and you both go right over towards the gate.
Yeah.
As you guys run up to the wall and you look, you see a royal procession.
I would bet all the gold in my possession that's your father's procession.
He looks at you and he's like, really? How many royalty do you think would be out here? Specifically, the crossroads. I hope you're ready.
I'm clearly not.
Well, at least everybody's in formation already. And he looks over at the goblin. Open the gate. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Of course it is! Oh, man! Oh, you mad lad. I knew it. I was like, oh, he's going to end it, right here. Oh,
perfect placement.
Oh, perfect place indeed. Oh, my goodness. What a session. What a session.
I quite enjoyed that one.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. The reveals.
I think that's probably... Yeah, I think that's the best lore drop I've seen in a long time.
Bro, he got in not only a ancestor of the Fowl lineage, but also the birth of Howler's Peak. What?
Right?
Unfortunately, I now have plans for Howler's Peak. So...
Well, that also kind of... I was kind of leaning.
You're basically the warden now.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's gonna be
You're the warden
more
king.
fun than that.
Well, you can have whatever basement, I'm sure.
It's also because people do escape from Howler's Peak. I was giving Arg some room to grow.
Yes. You know, the funny thing is, nobody tends to escape from Harley's Peak twice.
That is also true.
They can go to Harley's Peak twice, but they don't tend to attempt to try and escape again.
Uh-oh. Oh.
The evil fingers tapping together, I hear.
Mwahaha. Mwahaha. Well,
And the Session Zero had another lord.
oh yeah?
Yeah, remember the I can't remember what it was called, but the thing where it kills everything in the
Right, the biobomb.
Yep, that's
Yep.
it. Biobomb.
Yes, the bio.
That was Session Zero reveal.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Fun, 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 fun. I just want to give a quick thank you to the raid. Ersk91. That was greatly appreciated. Thank you for being a fan and catching up live. It was great to see a fan come in from the YouTube side and catch it live. That was cool. Also, hopefully some big things going on for some people. Hey, good crew, what you got going on?
We'll start with Arg.
Okay, alright. I mean, I'm gearing up for the Six Swords return, obviously. That's going to be super exciting. Beyond that, I'm in lawn care and it's spring. I'm tired.
Yes. Peak season, as it were.
Uh-huh. Which is funny because today was a horrible day. But, yeah. Yep. We typically sell like 40 by lunch. We sold 40 today.
Oh, wow.
It was a rough day.
Rough one today.
Well, it's the recent Midwest weather, you know? Just
Yep.
all that bloody snow and all that.
You know.
But anyway, you know, life continues. I ramble on because I'm tired, and beyond that, nothing special.
Right. Cool.
How about you, DM?
Yes.
Well, I've got the outline of most of the characters done. I'm working on the description for several of the characters for the new book I'm doing.
Wonderful.
And that's about all I've got aside from work and preparations for the little one.
Oh, yes,
Mm.
yes. How many more weeks?
That's a great question. Wonderful question.
well,
One might even say the best question. 20-ish?
About 20 more weeks? Okay.
Maybe a little less? Maybe a little more?
Give
Around
or
the 20 mark?
take. 20 weeks, give or take.
Give or take 4. Give or take 4.
Give or take 4.
That's about
somewhere between 9 and 1 month, depending on.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we're between 9 and 1 month. Yep. My goodness. Oh, that was beautiful. Anything else?
That's all I got at the moment.
All right. Good Sir Gaiden. Any Project Zomboid or science things going on you want to catch us up on?
I guess they've just recently announced the next day for the Starship flight,
Ooh.
which is April 7th.
Hey.
So that'll be fun. Yeah.
That'll be a cool little thing. Nice. Wonderful. Hey,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to kick it over to Past Me to talk about what I've got going on because I've got lack of sleep and, this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Midwest Dungeon Delvers. If this is your first time tuning in to the channel, welcome. It's a blessing to have you here, and I hope you will be just as blessed. Now, I got to let you in on a little secret, everybody. You see, we have been at work with our next season of our tabletop RPG programming that we have for you. You see, we have been working, of course, on the Six Sword Saga, a storyline and tabletop RPG setting and world that I've been working on for the past 9 years. Coming April, it marks 9 years of my life that I've dedicated to this storyline and this world setting. It's such a blessing to have been part of this the entire time, and I'm looking forward to the things that we can share with you in the coming months, especially once the Six Sword Saga comes back, because we've taken a little hiatus. All that running the game took it out on me. I needed to take a little break. And that's okay. Sometimes DM burnout, it's real. It happens. It happens to the best of us. And so now I'm coming back as the DM for Six Sword Saga, our newest season called Source Code. Let's take a quick sneak peek at some of the stuff that we've got for you.